Hello. Working on a 1998 Ford, Mercury Grand Marquis, but it's a Ford 4.6. I got oil in the coolant, but no coolant in the oil. We were going through, we were like, oh, could it be this, could it be that, you know, head gasket or lower intake manifold. You know, the signs of a head gasket weren't apparent. You know, overheating. The lower intake manifold doesn't even really have coolant running past. Plus, if it was a lower intake manifold gasket, we'd find coolant probably in the oil. But this might be the case, maybe not. But it was for us. There's a cooling or an oil filter housing gasket where coolant runs right past the oil filter orifices, galley. It's the closest place where oil and coolant can mix together. But like I said, we only have water in, or oil in our coolant, and it was making a milky brown color. But this is where it is, 1998. Mercury Grand Marquis 4.6. The oil filter would normally go right here. You got your pressure sensor, just 2 wires I removed. But there's 4 bolts up there. I already replaced the gasket. There's 4 bolts, as you can see, one lower of left and 1, 2, 3 up top. Those are 10mm bolts. They could be 3/8, but they're a little rusty, so it felt better with the 10mm. And it comes right off. Oh well, of course, there's a radiator hose up there. The main bottom radiator hose connects right there. Easier to get that off from up top. And my hose was a little stuck, a little screwdriver prying made it come off. But so here's what the gasket looks like. It's kind of here it goes this way. Coolant runs through here. Oil runs through here. And this is the closest place where oil and coolant may mix. When I took it off, it was pretty rusty on the engine side. I cleaned it up real good. It really doesn't look like much was going on there, but I didn't like how rusty and crappy it was on both sides of the housing. But if you have water in your oil in your coolant and everything else checks out, you know, compression check for, you know, you check for exhaust gases and you check a compression check for a blown head gasket, and that checks all out. You know, this might be, you know, you did a coolant pressure check to make sure that your coolant wasn't leaking. You know, you go through the steps and you can't find nothing, this might be your culprit. And that's all I wanted to let you know. Thank you very much and have a good night. Happy wrenching.